Welcome into the iRacing Sim Series Race Hub. My name is Colton. I'm here joined by Comrade, who is officially your commentator for the NASCAR series, at least for the first half.
Hello, everyone. I am here and ready to rock and roll for a NASCAR season because that's the sport I watch probably the most out of everything.
Yeah, and we have, I want to say again, 9 drivers. Now keep in mind, 9, it's not that much, but we have 16 competing this weekend in the Daytona 500. So,
Ooh, that's a lot of people competing for that trophy on those bragging rights. To
yep.
say that you won the Daytona 500.
So, I mean, it's a lot at stake here. Keep in mind, last year, Tubb won it, but it was just barely. It was on a last lap pass. And, I mean, really, if you guys haven't seen it, or if you guys don't know about it, Tubb passed Juan at the last moment possible. And, I mean, they were past the pit road entrance. They were in the tri-oval. Juan tried getting around some lap cars, and Tubb was just able to get at the line. It was by 200ths of a second for the Daytona 500 after 100 laps. He did that.
That is insane.
So, a lot at stake here as we're going to get ready to get rolling here. iRacing is loading up. It's around 20%, I'd say, and 30 laps here at Daytona.
Yeah, sounds like a fun time. See how this race plays out, especially without, as we could say, these new next-gen cars in real life without the rear diffuser, kind of taking away some dirty air. But
Yeah.
dirty air doesn't really affect super speedways, so.
I mean, keep in mind, iRacing Sim Series, we are using the Gen 6s for now until we can get the Gen 7s available, which could be in the next update, could be halfway through the season, could be in the playoffs. We don't know when we're going to get them, but when we do into the AI, NASCAR will switch, or the Cup Series at least, will switch to them. Truck Series and Xfinity have already been updated. It is just Cup that does need the updating here, so let's go ahead. We are under the lights tonight.
Oh, under the lights at Daytona feels like the Coke Zero Sugar 400.
Yep. So, keep in mind, we do have maybe, a couple of minutes sit here, talk about what we could expect, what we think could happen, and
well, the obvious thing to say you're going to expect is a lot of drafting because that's the obvious thing to expect. But do we expect any real big crashes, or do we just expect kind of mellowed out racing and just kind of, I guess just kind of say riding around, kind of saving your stuff for, I guess, later.
Yeah,
not trying to tear nothing up for the Daytona 500.
I mean, that's a really good question here. And keep in mind, whenever we loaded these guys in, it was randomized, but we will get through.
I like how the 45 is the only one with the door number 4.
That's the only scam I could find, so they're gonna have to deal with it. Sorry, Cam.
That's funny. It looks so out of place.
Oh, it is. Trust me.
And he's gonna stick out like a, I don't know. I don't know.
A Rick Rare car.
Yeah, he's gonna stick out like a Rick Ware racing car in a Hendrick car pack.
And talking about a Rick Ware car, yeah, Just Con in the Rick Ware as he is in every series, starting in the back in classic Rick Ware fashion. But
it'd get interesting.
I mean,
it is a super speedway. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, we could really see a Rick Ware car win this race, which could happen, could not. But
if that happens, I'll eat a shoe.
But also,
if a Rick Ware racing car ever gets a win in the Cup Series, I'll eat a shoe.
Oh, a shoey or eat one. Which one?
I'll do a shoey.
Yep. Alright, you heard it here first. It's been recorded. It's been live streamed. We have proof. Florida, because you didn't react to the message. Odin, welcome in. We have a lot of people all here waiting for this race to start. And now, I want to get through the grid here really quick. Citrifier will be on pole with 8K just to his outside in that Toyota. Let me get trading paints up, so then hopefully the rest of these schemes will load, and by the rest I mean Connors. Um,
Just Connors, only Connors.
and Cam will be starting third, then Connor, like we've been talking about, will be in fourth. Odin will be in fifth. And then you will have Comrade in sixth, Mullet Man in seventh, Beast or Hunter in eighth, and then you have Just Con rounding out the field.
I really hope I meet Beast at Darlington, just so I can embarrass him about crying about road racing.
As always, yeah.
I hope that happens. Just gonna saying it now. I
No.
hope to see you there.
Now keep in mind, 30-lap race, 9 cars. The odds of one line becoming better than the others is quite high. But the only question is if we're talking about big wrecks at Daytona, that for sure can happen. But I think here you need to be at least 4 wide for them to even have a possibility, or 3 wide and you're really close.
Yeah, definitely. Especially because it's iRacing and everybody's going to race as clean as freaking possible. Nothing ever happens.
Well, we have the smoothness down to 5 out of 100, so, I mean, sorry, 10 for this race.
That can make things interesting.
Yeah, so there'll be a lot more. And, Comrade, go ahead and give us the command.
Okay. Drivers, start your engines. I'm really bad at this, don't. Car sounds, I guess. I don't know.
And then we'll go ahead and start up. Pace car will be rolling off here in just a few moments. There it goes.
As it goes, and the grid is rolling.
So, keep in mind, right? We have this big pack here. I mean, we're going to see these guys be going 200 into turns 3 and 4, so that'll be very interesting. Keep in mind, whenever the pace car comes around to pit entrance this time by, it will go in. And I think a big part of cautions as a driver is you got to understand where you want to lay down rubber. It seems like every single car on that outside wants to be, on that top. They want to try to put as much grip.
They want to be a couple feet up. They want to be just hugging that little black line that separates really the top from the bottom.
Yeah, and I think another question is where are we going to see these drivers find that perfect groove? I think we see drivers go up to the top or down low. I don't really think we see a lot of them start going to the middle until a bit later.
Well, as you can see, the inside's got more cars, so I feel like they're going to get formed up a little bit better than that outside lane does. But who knows? And all the cars have now.
They've just reset their paints. So Connor's paint is not going to be in here for the clash. I'm sorry, Connor. Please don't kill me.
As we're coming off into turn 3, ready to take the green flag.
Keep in mind that number 7 of Citrify, he will be the control car. And I think one of the most funniest things that you can see here today is just watching the standings. You're going to see all these numbers just get, mixed up because whenever you're going this fast, a lot of things can happen at once. Pace car will pull in this time.
It's just everything is happening at once. You see one car go up to the front, and then the next minute you can look away for a second, and he's going to be at the back. As soon as they come to the restart zone, here we go, boys. Green flag is in the air, and we are underway from Daytona. Interesting move there from the 24s. He's going to jump out of line. He's going to kind of fall back there, back towards the rear. As the 3 and the 9 get a big run coming right back to the back bumper of the 11. That moves up the track.
That'll be Hunter in that number 3 car. He's trying to make that high side work. And you will have 8K still trying to make the outside work strong. Connor's going to go way back up there. Now side by side back for the race lead. Down the back stretch, Hunter will pull out of that little pack there.
I-Lane is not getting formed up as the 18 and the 9 go out to the front. The 9 comes back up the track in front of the 24.
So maybe those Hendrick cars, those Chevys trying to work together up against the Toyotas. 2 Toyotas leading the inside and 2 or 3 Chevys on the outside. Currently outside every single Chevy.
Guys are just kind of jostling for position. You see some cars go to the bottom and then one comes back to the top as that one who left the bottom comes up.
And we'll see Connor.
24, 8, and the 8, I think that is jostling back there for a position. As the 7 drops back to the inside to regain his lead. The 9 has no help out there. He's stuck 3 wide in the middle. And now the 11 jumps up there. He's going to drop to the inside behind the 3. Looks like there's in the outside lane. It's really out of formation here. That inside lane is just kind of keeping it together a lot better.
But here's Cam. He's still on the outside. He's trying to gain up that spot. Connor's going to keep his way through the middle, and 8K is going to drop a little bit back as we are now on lap number 3. As these cars are really trying to just push all out so early on in the race. Keep in mind that these cars will be racing super hard throughout the day. And actually, we will throw a competition caution on lap number 15.
Yep. Just to kind of, I guess, make things a little bit more interesting, as Cam's going to go to the lead there around the outside.
So Cam,
right back in front of that 7 car. Big run there coming from the 8. Right to the back bumper of the 24. The 3 is left out there on his own. On that outside, on that very outside lane.
So Cam, you're a new leader. You see Connor, Odin, and Beast all working together on that outside. Everybody else on the inside. And I think if you really want to get some speed, as Connor's showing, you need to be on that outside and get at least 1 to 2 cars to help you.
That was a huge run coming from the 24 there. Look at the 3 kind of staying up there, and Connor's dropping to the inside. You see the 1 move off the track.
And I think that was a smart move by the 24. He saw that the 8 didn't have anybody pushing behind him. When he was clear, he needed to get down, try to drop that 8 down. Try to drop Odin away from this pack, but it will not work as that number 1 of Mullet Man will now get there.
Yeah. As they come off turn 4, the 24 leading, as Mullet Man's going to jump and put him 3 wide there. On the outside, they're splitting that M8 3 wide here.
And look
and
at Hunter.
He's going to drop back as he has no help. And look, the 45's going to the outside of the 24. Looking to make something happen.
But no help. Like we said, help is so important here. About 11 laps to go until that competition caution. Mullet Man, he's going to see if he can help, but he's really going to peek to the outside. He's trying to get that spot. And you're going to see
Cam's
Hunter
going to drop back now, as he's going to have no help there.
Hunter and Mullet right to the outside there. Very interesting strategy by the both of them. Cam's going to follow just behind a lot of these Chevys out on the bottom. And if we see anybody starts pulling off within the next couple of laps.
To the lead now, as he's going to drop in front of the 24.
But will he have led that lap? That's a big question. Beast
No.
will lead that lap. Then it'll be Mullet Man. So Hunter leading his first laps here at Daytona. And Mullet Man will go.
Mullet's going to jump back to the outside, looking for some help there, see if he can get a run. It's like, it doesn't look like he's got enough of a push from Cam to get up there to the front.
Not enough of a push. We're going to be talking about a lot of this throughout this time is where can you get that push? Where can you find that?
He's going to jump up to the outside, and he's going to get a good run.
And I think right now we're seeing the middle be the best. Is we're going to see 8K also move up. Maybe got a little loose while trying to get up. That'll hold the outside just a little, just enough for that number 7 of Citrify to jump right up there. Outside looking very strong right now.
Inside lane not having a lot of momentum here early in the race. Do we see that inside lane kind of pick up? Ooh, 11 and the 9 almost turn each other around there on that one. But do we see that inside lane kind of get better as the later race goes on, or does it kind of just stay the same like this?
Yeah, I mean, that's always a question that everybody's wanting to ask here, and honestly, we'll just have to tell after the competition caution, of course. But I think a big point is, do we see people come in during the competition caution? We see people stay out. Those are the questions.
I feel like we see most people come in, as that inside lane now has some momentum here. With the outside lane not getting formed up very well.
That 1 had to check up there. That's going to stall them back. You see Comrade, he's going to jump to the outside. Beast also jumped outside there as well, and he'll go back to the inside. Now back out to the outside, as it'll be Cam, Connor, Just Con. That Rick Ware Racing, number 51, started 9th. He's made his way up to 3rd, now 4th, about to be 5th.
Outside. And Connor jumps to the outside to help those 2 Chevys. He's going to drop back to the inside. Comes Mullet Man also giving a push to those other 2 Chevys around the outside.
So a lot of big pushing and shoving here.
He's going to drop to the inside, leaving that 9 and that 1 all on their own. Looks like the 9's going to be able to get to the front. Lead his first laps.
Comrade leading his first laps here. Like he just said, leading his first laps here at Daytona. He's going to kind of stall up that inside since he got so far out. Now keep in mind, this is good old pack racing, right? in
Yeah.
the schedule. This is the longest schedule in iRacing Sim Series history for these Cup cars, and it is 30 races for these guys.
Wow. It's 30 races of just ooh. Since Trafari got a little loose there, it looks like he got a bad push from that 51 Rick Ware car.
Connor gets loose.
Connor kind of really holds up the outside lane there, and Nine's gonna jump back to the outside. Looks like he was trying to let the 9 in, just kind of got a little too loose there. He's gonna jump to the outside of the 9, tried to at least, and that's not gonna work for him as the 8 pulls to the back bumper of the 9.
No.
9-8.
Now, this is when we start seeing cars start to pull out because of their temperatures. The 51, that Rick Ware racing car. Do we see him? He's just been tucked on the inside this entire race. Do we see him start pulling out to the outside? And we're going to have a 4-wide moment with the 7.
Yeah, Citrafari puts him 4 wide here. Still 4. Still not sorting it
Still
out there.
4. Citrafari getting a bit loose on the outside. Watch this exit. The 24, the 7, 8, and 9. Will they be able to hold it up?
Yeah, they will. But will they be able to keep the draft, though, after that 4 wide racing for a little bit there?
I don't think so.
That could really kill their momentum there, having that 4 wide for that long, as they're still 3 wide back there.
Still 3 wide, and the only person getting a draft is going to be Connor. They're all going to get back into line, but is that number 8 car still in drafting range? Keep in mind, this will all get reset here in just 5 laps. So, really, that's when the big changing point is here at Daytona.
Yeah. As if those 2 lanes keep fighting, that does give the chance for those guys back there to kind of catch up. Is it's going to slow them down a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also kind of slowing them down just a bit back there as they're still battling. We will see Cam lead this lap instead of Mullet Man. But, I mean, like we said, it's just so difficult to see who's going to lead this lap, who's going to be faster here, who's going to be faster here, here. And we really won't know that until the last lap of the last, corner of whatever. Really, Daytona, it's so hard to predict who's going to go where.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell who's really going to make a move, or who's going to kind of if anybody's going to kind of stick with another teammate, or if they're going to make that move and they're going to go for that lead at the end there.
Yeah, now 5-car pack in the front, just down that backstretch alone. I saw the secondary pack lose 2 to 3 tenths now on this main pack, so they would definitely not have any chance of winning this race if it was not for that competition caution.
Yeah, they would pretty much be out of the race, but it looks like they're kind of gaining they was gaining a little bit of time.
Yeah,
if they could kind of, I guess, single file up, they could catch the pack, as those two are still side by side.
Yeah, and they have 2 lanes kind of working together. I think we're seeing the 8 of Odin and the 7 of Citrafari starting to work together. But just further back, I don't think they're working together as well. But that inside lane, they're really compact up here. So I really think that they're just going to have to wait it out to the comp caution. If anything, get those temps down while you can.
About 2 laps till that comp caution comes out.
Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and say this. Connor is out of the draft right now.
Yes, Connor and I think the 9 are both out of the draft here.
Yeah, so they're praying for one. And
well, they're going to get one either way.
Yeah.
So
keep in mind, a lot of this different type of racing is going to be really, really interesting to see here. Just super speedway racing that we're seeing right now, and I'll talk a little bit more about this under caution as we see the 45 and the 51 both move up.
It's just not going to really work out for them here. Coming to and this will be the competition yellow. It looks like the 11 will lead them to that comp yellow. But will the 45 get a good run off the corner? He will, but will he be able to make that pass?
We will call it right at the line.
It looks like Cam got it.
Cam got it to the line.
What a run on that outside lane.
And Joscon even gets it as well.
That outside lane seems to be the really dominant line, especially now.
So the caution will be thrown here on lap 15, competition caution. And, I mean, you're seeing a lot of these guys just kind of be racing each other. And here's 2 guys that have been racing hard all night. That will be Comrade and Connor, both racing super hard, and they fell way back out of the draft as they will keep on full throttling it until they catch the pace car.
Lead pack. Yeah. This could get very interesting now with this competition yellow. Do we see teams pit?
And I think that 9 was instructed to give the 24 the spot because he had it underneath the, when the yellow was thrown.
Doesn't look like anybody's kind of catching. Doesn't look like a lot of people are slowing down.
No, as pace car just now exiting turn number 2. Here comes the pack. They're gonna start slowing, and
now they're starting to slow down.
You're gonna see everybody kind of get regrouped here. We will give them a lap, this lap, to pit underneath the safety car. I mean, sorry.
What do you think? Do we see people pit, or do we see them stay out?
I think we see a lot of people pit, but maybe not for fuel. I think you might get 4 fresh Goodyear tires and be right back out onto the track.
Yep. Looks like everybody's staying below that pace car. Looks like they will pit.
They may or may not. This is normal Daytona, strategy. You want to make the track as short as possible, but on the, underneath the cautions at least. And then whenever you're going green, keep as much momentum going. Now, I want to put out and put a little bit more attention to, this is a super speedway. This doesn't really matter about the skill. Then when you're about 6 to 7, 8 races in, that's when not coming to these races are really going to hurt your driver.
Definitely.
As pits will be open.
Start. Alright, hold on, I gotta go for a little bit.
Got it. And nobody came into the pits. Pits were open that time. We do see the green light indicated, but red light on the exit. So nobody coming in. This will mean that we will go green this time. So green flag this time. Just Con will be restarting on the outside with Beast pushing him. Then pushing Beast will be Odin. And Connor will start tail end of that outside pack. And Comrade starting tail end of that inside pack. As there they go. They are now going side by side. As we get ready to go ahead and get racing here. Back at Daytona, it's going to be very, very important. These drivers get a lot of track position on this restart. So, very, very important for that as well. As we have 14 laps going green with 13 to go at Daytona. This is really when being in the draft, finding your lane. We already saw 4 wide today. If there's going to be a crash, I think it's within this next 10 laps. But keep in mind, Cup has always been one of the cleaner series. Truck series at Daytona. That will be an interesting one to watch Friday night. Truck series at Daytona. So not tomorrow, but the day after that. And we'll see what we can do about IMSA as well, as a pace car will pull in stuff 45. Restart zone, green flag. On the pedal for that number 45. 2311 Racing. Driven by Cam. Cam's going to lead us off. Then it's going to be 8K. Mullet Man. All on the inside row. Leading out that outside. Justcon, Odin, and Connor. You'll see Hunter. Will he pull down low or will he stick to the middle? He's going to pull down low, help push that. And Comrade, in response to that, is going to go up high. And so will Beast. A lot of these drivers heading up to the high side, low side, every single place. You're going to see a lot of these cars. 3 wide now as Comrade and Beast. They're both going to be on the high side. And now that we're reaching through these final couple laps of the race, it is time for some of NASCAR's favorite moments. Crank it up. As we come back from that NASCAR crank it up, it has been a quick minute since I have done one of those. So NASCAR crank it up. That is what we just did. As you're seeing that outside lane starting to work. Cam dropping back there all the way back in last now. Number 45 restarted first. He's now in the back. We're seeing that number 51 Wick Rare racing car. He will go ahead and lead it off right now. And that's not going to lead on for long. Comrade's going to lead it. Coming to the line. Will it be Comrade or Beast? Beast. No, it's going to be Comrade who leads that lap just barely off of Beast. And now look at 8K. He's going to try to make that really outside lane work. Let's see if anybody goes way up there with him. Possibly Connor. Then who's going to support that number 3? Anybody going to jump way up there? It's the 7. Citrafari. He's going to look to the middle. Will he go up high? Will he be looking up high for that 4 wide move once more? Or has he learned his lesson? He's learned. Now 10 laps. Now 9 coming to the flag to go. We've had this competition caution. Nobody came into pit. So everybody on the tires that they started this race off with. Comrade will lead the 2nd lap in a row. Now, who is going to win this race? That's a big question. This is what we are here for. Who's going to win it? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? That is the big questions that we are looking at. Currently, Odin with a big run on that number 9. He's going to be able to push. That Rupert racing car is going to pull right back in to that inside line, leading Mullet Man to lead that outside line once more. Is now coming back to the line. Comrade will still be your leader. That's going to be Odin, Cam, Just Con, Citrafari, 8K, Mullet Man, and then it's going to be Connor, then Beast. As now new leader, we see Odin will be taking that lead away. The 51's going to get some help. The 7's going to get some help. Do we see the 1 of Mullet Man? Will he try to make it 4 wide halfway down the backstretch? Looks like he's going to keep it clean. Do we see him try to pull up? No, we don't. That number 1, he's going to stay nice and calm on that outside, way out on the outside right now. Keep in mind, Truck Series this Friday night. That one's always fun. Last year, big crash, lap number 2. Heading into 3 and 4, it was Kai that caused that crash. Now coming to the line, Odin will lead some of his first laps for today. Comrade just in a close second. Comrade now leading out 3 wide for the lead. You have that middle that has quite a bit of help, and that bottom with a lot of help. Comrade's going to stack him back. I wonder if he had to let off because of his cooling. Because normally you do not see drivers let off like that. And the 1, the 11's going to have a crossover done in by that number 24. He's going to be stuck in the middle. Now look at that 1. He's going to be looking up to the high side here. He's going to try to make that way outside work it, but it's not. That 11 still being left out. 8K left out on the outside. Here comes Cam for the race lead. Coming to the line this time by 6 laps to go here at Daytona. Side by side. It's going to be Odin that leads it this time by Cam, then Connor, Just Con, and 8K all on the outside. Cam drops back down to the inside just ahead of Odin. Connor's way on the outside. He's trying to make that lane work with Just Con, 8K, and now Comrade behind him. Will Connor drop down to the bottom? Yes, him and Just Con will. 8K and Comrade both on the outside. It's going to be a 2-man show on that outside lane. We are on board with the 45 of that Monster Energy number 45, 2311 Racing Toyota Camry. Now Odin's going to have to drop back in line 4th, and that 51 gets really loose. That's going to cause the 8. Odin to get really loose as well. 2 tires up on that car. A lot of moving late on in this race. 5 laps to go. Odin, your new leader once more. But that was a lot of risky movements. They're still in the draft, but they got to figure out how to keep on racing without crashing like that. Now let's take a little instant replay on that. Take a look at the number 45. Sorry, 51, 45. They move up. Comes down to contact with the number 8. Kind of hard to see from this angle that there was definitely contact. Yeah, some contact, even if it's major or minor, that's still contact for that number 8. Gladly it didn't leave Odom with any damage, but if it did, that is going to be harsh on his car, especially since Daytona is mostly about aerodynamics. And it'll be Citrifari that leads that lap. Connor just behind, 4 laps to go. Connor's going to take the lead with Beast, shoving him out to the lead. This is when we're going to see drivers start getting really aggressive. If there is a late race crash, we will either keep it green or end the race underneath yellow flags. New iRacing Sim Series rules as we will come around to the last few laps. 4 people joining in for these last 3 laps whenever they cross the line. As you have Just Con on the outside, Mullet Man giving him a push, everybody else on the inside. There goes Connor. He's going to jump out to the outside, trying to make a move on Hunter. Coming to the line. It will be 3 laps to go. This time by Connor will lead it. In that contact with the 8 and the 45 earlier on, that could cause the 8 a little bit of issues. No visual damage, but could still have some effect. And look at that 8. He's trying to go to the outside. That's not going to work for him. Everybody else on the inside. 8 will check up. There goes Connor around the outside. Will Mullet Man be able to get there? The 3's already back to the 51. Connor has no help. Here comes Mullet Man. He's going to go to the outside, trying to make it 3 wide. Mullet being so aggressive right now, but keep in mind, this is still a long way around. 5 miles left to go in this race, and you're going to see Citrifari. He's going to try to jump around the outside. He's going to kind of start getting left behind. Here goes AK right back to the outside. 2 laps to go now. There goes that 45 of Cam. We're talking about drivers starting to be aggressive now. Do we see that 51? The 3. Anybody try to block this run coming from the outside? There they go. The 3. The 45. They're going to be 3 wide for the race lead down the backstretch. Look at the 7. He's going to try to get that 3 a push. The 9. He's trying to get that inside to work. That outside's going to try to work as well. They're going everywhere on the backstretch. Everybody finding their own lane, and they are sticking to it. The 24 and the 1 way on the high side. 45 in the middle. 45 of Cam. He's going to drop back down low. It's going to be 3 wide to the line. White flag this time by. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. White flag this time by. It was too close to call in. It was Cam that led that lap. One more time around for the Busch Clash here at Daytona. .30 laps will be completed this time by. Less than 2 miles to go. They are halfway through the track. 1.25 miles left for these guys. Connor in the lead on the bottom. 8K trying to get around the outside. It's a battle for the race lead. 8K on the outside. Connor on the inside. You have 6 cars on the bottom. 3 at the top. It's going to be side by side coming to the line. That 11 has a good run on the outside. The 24 has more cars pushing side by side coming to the line. 8K wins it here at Daytona. 8K will win it over Connor here at the Busch Clash at Daytona. Over 200ths of a second, actually less than that. He will win it by. Very, very close finish for that number 11 as fireworks go off in the background. Ladies and gentlemen, it'll be that number 11 that wins today, as you can get a good shot of these fireworks going on in the background. That number 11 will win the Busch Clash here at Daytona International Speedway. And what a sight. As that number 11 will win it. Connor will take another lap because he was stuck on the outside. And that 11 of 8K, he will be the first ever person to win iRacing Sim Series Season 2 Cup Series. But he will just win the Clash, so not points paying, but a win is a win. And that will do for us today, as 8K will win his first race, not only in the iRacing Sim Series, but also his first race in the iRacing Sim Series Cup Series now. So very big improvements for that number 11 team, with him just now kind of switching over to, this number 11 for Joe Gibbs Racing for Coach Gibbs now. So very, very interesting change for him. As let's go ahead and get the results up. Let's go ahead and change this over to Race Hub. Very interesting finish of the race, I would say, as comrade is not back right now, so we're gonna have to go ahead and do this. But basically, this was a great finish, I want to say. Super close to the line. Everybody was battling it out side by side, coming to the line. It was incredible. So 8K will win this. And go ahead, from everybody here in the iRacing Sim Series booth, from production to owners, from commentators to even the fans, I want to thank you guys for coming here. And we're not going to end the broadcast just so soon. Sorry. Give me a second. But we're not going to end the broadcast here so soon. But definitely very, very exciting finish at the end. This is his first time ever winning a race. He has not won a stage before this. So he hasn't won a stage, hasn't won anything before this event here. Now, I want to know your thoughts on this race. Go ahead, share them in the stream chat. But very interesting, that end, really. It was side by side coming to the line. And, I mean, really, that was incredible. Just side by side coming to the line. And, I mean, he barely got it. 8K barely stole that win from Connor. But, I mean, when they were rounding that final corner, of course, you knew it was going to be very, very close. And that 11, with the help of Beast and Mullet Man, just got it there at the end. And all I'm going to say is that shot coming out of turn number 2, the fireworks going off in the background, that has been one of the coolest shots I've ever seen in the iRacing Sim Series. And Mullet Man said that it was a good race, but definitely a lot of good racing here today at Daytona International Raceway. Keep in mind, the fun doesn't stop tonight. I believe tomorrow we will have IMSA practice, which they will be racing the IMSA 6 hours here at Daytona sometime this weekend. Maybe Friday, maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday. Who knows? LMP2 car class is back. With the merge of DPIs and LMP2s, they are now back to their own respective classes. With DPIs, they have been full, but the LMP2 class, they are still open for signups, and also still open for signups will be the GT car class. And currently our only LMP2 drivers will be Juan, Beast, and Water. Those are the only 3 guys that are racing for that championship, and we have about 6 guys racing for that GTD championship, and 7 guys racing for that DPI championship. So my name is Colt, and we will have more racing. We maybe have a schedule out for this weekend that we will try to follow. But like I said, my name is Colt. I am the owner and founder of iRacing Sim Series. It has been a wonderful broadcast. Thank you for taking time out of your night to come watch this Daytona Clash. My name is Colt. Thank you, and have a wonderful night.